Well, out here at Folly, the waves are expected to grow higher than 8 feet. Now, keep in mind, normally the waves out here are only about 2 to 3 feet. Now, in the city of North Myrtle Beach, where we are right now, they have it 75% contained. But right now, as you can see, the wind keeps picking up, and every time it changes direction, it adds another challenge for firefighters. While Judy says it is important to train in static or stationary shooting to become comfortable with your firearm, it's also important to learn to use it while you're moving. The speed limit on 52 drops from 55 down to 45, down to 35 in less than a mile. These cameras will be installed in Ashley Shores, one at the entrance, one in the middle, and one way in the back. So how hard is it to take off a plate? We decided to find out, and with a simple screwdriver, we took off this plate. In less than 47 seconds.
Matt Beebe has been flying unmanned aerial vehicles for 3 years now, building a business with drones.
We use them for various surveying, inspection. We use them within agriculture to look at crops.
But now he says a proposed law threatens to ground his drones and ruin his business.
Some of the bill now basically will restrict us from being able to do research. It'll be restricting us from doing commercial operations, inspections, and in doing so, it even stops us from being able to fly across the roads.
Pilots say the state of Georgia is overstepping their bounds by bringing up this legislation, since the FAA already has plenty of guidelines in place.
Basically defines how high we can fly, where we can fly. We can't fly within 5 miles of an airport. We have to apply signs out where we're going to be flying. We have to keep people 100 feet away. We can't fly over more than in an event that has over 100 people.
House Bill 779 states, it shall be unlawful for any person to use an unmanned aircraft system to capture an image of a private place or an individual in a private place, knowingly use an image in a manner prohibited. Beebe claims the language is too vague and the rules too strict to follow. So schools, hobbyists, farmers, the media, and even the film industry could suffer.
And not only is it going to stymie the commercial operations and the agricultural aspect, but it's even going to stymie and stop research within the state.
Throughout the state of Georgia, there are around 25 fields like this where people come out to fly drones as a hobby. Beebe says these laws are so strict, it would even shut them down. In Ackworth, I'm TraceyAmickPeer.
I'm too slow to run, I'm too old to fight, so all I can do is shoot. So that's where I stand.
That's what Paul Lance says it's coming to near Perkerson Park in southwest Atlanta. He says a gang riding ATVs is destroying their neighborhood.
They just ride the streets just like they own them. No tags, no lights, no license.
Neighbors say ATV riders come tearing through almost every day.
That's not what these facilities are for. These are for us to use for baseball and just for growing up, not for tearing up with ATVs.
Looking around, you can see the damage all over this ballpark where they've torn up the grass by doing donuts. Now, while riding an ATV in a public park is against the law, Lance claims it's not the only law they're breaking.
Yeah, I think the motorcycles ride the neighborhoods and see who's at work and who's not. And they come out and rob the houses. They break in and steal what's there and leave.
Not to mention the noise and danger he says they bring to these streets.
They'll just go down and empty a 9mm or a Glock 40, somewhere around here, 12, 13 shots at a time.
And Lance claims police know about the riders but can't do anything about it.
And if ATV drivers was riding past the officer on the back wheels of the ATV, hanging in birds and, cussing at him, stuff like that, the officer had nothing. He couldn't do anything about it.
We contacted APD, and here's what they told us. Officers are doing what they can and utilizing resources available to them to identify certain individuals and put appropriate charges on them.